Hi guys, Brandon and Tim here from the Handle team. This week for your Q&A Thursday, we're actually going to be covering all the different ways that you can sell your home when it's that time. So it goes right from discount brokerages and selling your home on your own, all the way up to using a full service team. Taking us away on that is going to be Tim talking about for sale by owners.
Yeah, so as Brandon mentioned, first thing we'll talk about is selling on your own. This can have a lot of benefits. For example, if you happen to know the buyers, typically it doesn't make sense to use an agent because you know what you're going to get for the home, and negotiations are done pretty easily between someone you already do happen to have a contact with. So that's one of the great benefits of using a for sale by owner and going through that yourself. This can still cause a couple of problems. For example, you do have to drop that paperwork and make sure the contract is solid. There's a couple things to look out for, which obviously an agent would help walk you through. But there are a lot of benefits that could save you a lot of money down the road. But it's also a lot of hassle if you are doing it and you don't have those professional contacts, for example. If you're just listing it and you don't know anyone looking to buy your home, you're going to have to find a photographer potentially, because you want professional photography just to properly advertise your home and show what it's truly worth.
So you know what, selling your home on your own, it really depends on your situation. If you're someone that has a lot of those contacts already, or will go through the process of finding a good professional photographer, videography, aerial photographer, staging, all that kind of stuff, if you'll go through that stuff and look for it on your own, then selling your home on your own is a great way to do it. So it really depends on your situation. But if you're not someone that wants to go through all of those steps and has all those contacts as well as the negotiation skills and copywriting skills for when you're posting your listing, all that kind of stuff, then for sale by owner might not be for you. So it really depends on your situation.
Yeah, for sure. The next thing we'll talk about is just a discount brokerage versus an actual full service brokerage. So discount brokerages are typically the things you hear about, like the comfree, where they kind of just, they list it on MLS and do the paperwork in that sense, but then they kind of just put you out in the wild and let you fend for yourself for the most part. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are paying less of a commission, but it is still that stressful situation where you have to deal with a lot of those things alone, unless you are willing to pay them more money to have one of their agents represent you.
Yeah.
There's drawbacks and benefits, as we mentioned before, which a lot of them are going to follow for a for sale by owner, because after that initial paperwork, it is pretty much a for sale by owner.
Yeah, and you know what, the difference between like a discount brokerage, when you're looking at them, like Tim said, it's like a comfree. They'll charge like a flat rate fee. It can be anywhere from like $500 or $600 to $1,000 or $1,500, and then they'll have extra fees that they'll tack on. So if you want them to do your copywriting, for instance, or you want them to do your negotiating for your side, there's different fees that they'll add as you go along. When you're using, and typically that rate is usually about 1%. And you can find those 1% agents out there as well who will list your home, and that's all they'll do. They might come in, snap some pictures on their phone, and that's about it. So you're still looking at covering a lot of those costs on your own, like the professional photography, the staging, all that stuff. Using a full service agent, usually you're looking at about 2.5%. Some of them might charge a little more, but generally speaking, you're looking at about 2.5%. And with that, you're getting, like I said, they do the professional photography, they do the staging, they do the videography, mm-hmm. They do everything you can think of when it comes to selling your home, as well as advertising it. So as we've talked about in previous videos, selling a home is not quite what it used to be. So when you used to sell a home, you could list it on the MLS, and that was the best way to sell it, because then the agents would come through, and that's all you really needed to do. And you didn't need to do much more than that. But these days, you want to be making sure you're standing out above your competition. Mm-hmm. So you're doing things like Facebook advertising and other creative marketing to get your home out in front of buyers before they're seeing other homes. Yeah. So you want to make sure you're looking at that kind of stuff as well. So if you're comparing a full service brokerage or a full service team or full service agent to a discount agent, you'll always come out ahead and make a lot more money with the full service team or agent.
Yeah, another thing to quickly mention about that is typically an agent does have a list of buyers that he has worked with or is currently working with, and he knows what their interests are. So, if you're going to sell your home through him, typically he has a couple people who might be interested in a home like that, and that can kind of really expedite this process and get it done quickly if he happens to know someone, sees your house, immediately thinks of them, and is willing to bring them right through your home right then and there.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Talking to your agent, seeing what they offer is a great way to do it as well. And talking to every agent, interview multiple agents. Don't just stick with one. And interviewing multiple agents and asking them what they offer. For instance, like Tim said, if you're looking at, us with the Handle team, what we do is if someone's finds a buyer through us, so if we bring the buyer and you're the seller, then we typically reduce the commission rate and help you save on that way. So there's different little programs and incentives that agents might do, mm-hmm. that you have to look for and ask for, that might be a great way for you to look at it. And just not to pat our backs or anything, but we do our hassle-free listings, and the way that works is when we list the property, you can cancel it at any time, and really you can sell it anyway. So we still do all of the stuff we do as a full-service team, but we also add in. But you also have the option, to sell the home on your own. So if you sell the home to someone else that's not one of us, that we didn't introduce to the home, then we won't charge you a commission for that. So there's certain things you like. Talk to agents and see what they're offering. And so what's the last thing we want to talk about there, Tim?
It's just solo agents versus teams.
Yeah.
So this obviously has its benefits as well. Typically, when you're working with a team, you've got the full support staff behind you. On top of that, and you've got multiple agents who are willing to help you out. Typically, you do have the one transactional agent who is handling your business, but in case it's difficult to reach him, you've got this whole other set of players who are involved who potentially have more experience than the agent you're working with, and it's just a collaboration through all of them that really helps make the process a little bit easier, and you can take all of their experience together and have something much greater than the individual person who you started with.
Yeah, and you know what? We might be a little biased because we're building a team, but selling through a team has a lot of benefits, like Tim covered, and you also have the benefits of having multiple agents on your side versus just one. Oftentimes, when it's just one agent, it's a lot of work. They have to do everything. When you're looking at a real estate agent, I know a lot of people think we just list the home and then we leave it. But when you're a real estate agent, like I said, you have to do some copywriting for the Facebook ads. You have to make sure you're coordinating all the professional photography, the staging, all that stuff, and you have to make sure that you're finding potential buyers. You want to be proactive, not reactive. So you're finding those buyers versus waiting for them to show up. So using a team, you have more firepower to make sure that you're getting more potential buyers to your home. And you also have people that are specialized in specific things. Someone who's great at writing copyright. So that's the thing they focus on 100%. Someone who's great at finding potential buyers through door knocking or cold calling. So they're great at that. So really, a team offers a lot of different incentives. So if you have the opportunity and it is something that you're interested in, definitely focus on a team, not a solo agent. However, if it is a solo agent you want to work with, I'm not putting them down. There's a lot of great solo agents out there that are doing a lot of great work.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't have put it any better myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, so no, thanks very much for listening today. And if you have any questions about any of the different options that you have when selling your home, don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to direct you to anything you're looking for, and we're happy to talk about real estate anytime. So thanks again for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care.